Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be about shield PKing in multi PvP events, such as Castel Wars, Wars, etc. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to be showing you kind of multiplayer PvP on Runescape free to play because that's really only in Clan Wars, and Clan Wars doesn't happen that much really. Although there is a group called Crazed PKers that actually does Clan Wars, but they're mostly in Legacy only. But yeah, basically, the idea behind PvP, at least tanking in PvP, is of course you want full armor, full tank armor, and a shield. So just look at our worn equipment stats. We can see here we have boosted life points. Normally it's about the max at level 99 is about 900 or 9,900. Here we're about 3,000 more above that, plus I think 500 or 600 from the archaeology relic. So yeah, there's that. So if we close now, I'm just going to start off with the abilities. Now, first ability I want to talk about is Provoke. Provoke is an ability that forces the target to attack you in PvM. But in PvP, what it does is reduces the targeted players, or the player using this on, and your damage towards them by about 50% for 6 seconds. Now, this is a 10.2 seconds ability, and as you can probably tell, it's pretty broken. You can use it off cooldown, you can use it at range distance, even if you're melee. And I believe that, in general, I think if you're applying it consistently, so for every 10 seconds you're using it, then you're basically reducing the target's output by 30% for the whole duration. So, yeah, that's pretty broken. It's incredibly useful because, again, if you're tanking, the whole point is to tank, right? I mean, that's why you have a shield. That's why you have the tank armor. So if you're gonna force the other player to attack you instead of somebody else who's, I guess, doing more DPS, then you're gonna have more longevity. Then both of you are going to have longevity, basically. So, yeah, use this on some particularly trouble to deal with enemies that are harassing your DPSers. And so I guess it sort of works similarly to other MMOs in that regard. We have a tank, you have a DPSer, but you don't have a healer, really. And next we have something called Siphon. Siphon basically steals 10% of adrenaline from your target. But the catch here is that you have to have less adrenaline than they do. So it's a net gain of about 20 compared to your opponent, but you do have to have less adrenaline than they do. So it's a very situational ability. Next we have Anticipation. Now Anticipation, basically it does two things. It reduces all damage taken by 10%, and it makes you immune to stuns for about 10.2 seconds. So it's about a 24.6 second ability, so you have about 15 seconds to, I guess, not be on it. But in general, you want to spam this ability because the more times you use this ability, obviously the less damage you take, but also the more often you can't be stunned. So I encourage us to kind of use this as much as possible, as well as some other abilities we'll get into later. Freedom, very simple. It removes stuns and binds, clears the damage over time effects, and you gain immunity to stuns and binds for the duration, and lasts for 6 seconds. So what you want to do is you want to use this whenever you're in a tricky situation. If you're being asphyxiated by a mage, for example, where you're just having like multiple stuns on you, or if you have a deep spawn in a particularly unfavorable health point button, or health point level, then that's basically what you want to use it for. So next here we have Resonance. Resonance is basically an ability which makes you heal from the upcoming hits. So for example, if I get hit by an attack while my resonance up, then it'll actually heal me for that. And it won't do any damage because, again, it just heals you. So yeah, that's incredibly useful. You just basically tank a hit and actually gain some additional survivability from that. Then we have Preparation. So Preparation is a basic 20-second ability cooldown. Basically what it does is that for every hit you get over the next, I think, 10 seconds or so, it will reduce the cooldown for Resonance by 3 seconds. And there's no cap to this aside from the time. You want to use these two together in conjunction together because they really complement each other. Both of them will generate adrenaline, and this Preparation will decrease the cooldown of Resonance, rather. So then we have Debilitate. Debilitate is basically, you do a kick, but you can do it from distance. It does regular ability damage, but the thing is, it reduces the damage taken from the target by 50%. So if somebody's attacking you and you debilitate them, then they're going to only take 50% damage. Or you are, rather. So it's very much like a protection player in that regard. Lasts between 7.8 and 13.8 seconds, depending on the shield active. Again, if you have the most highest shield level, for example, I think that's level 90 in Malevolent or Primal Kite Shield plus 5, then you'll get the most out of this. And it is a threshold, so it costs adrenaline. So, but yeah, it's a very useful ability to have. You want to use this again frequently because it can mitigate a lot of damage. Then we have Reflect. Now, Reflect is basically an ability where it will reduce damage taken by 25% in PvP, and it will reflect this reduced damage back at the attacker. It'll last for 10 seconds. Now, again, 25% isn't something that's too great compared to Debilitate, or even, I guess, well, compared to Dissipation it's good, but compared to Debilitate, compared to actual regular prayer potions, and it's protection prayers, and it's rather okay-ish. I mean, it's not bad, but it does reflect some damage back, which can actually kind of help you a little bit if you're attacking somebody, or if DPS is on the person you're tanking. So finally we have Devotion. Now Devotion is basically, it makes your protection prayers block 75% of the damage in PvP, which is again really quite strong. It would be a lot stronger if you couldn't disable protection prayers in PvP. Like for example, if you snipe or something on an opponent and they have their prayers up, and if you lose your prayers because somebody just kind of took it down, then Devotion doesn't help you that much. But in general, though, I mean, it's a great ability to use in general because it's about a 1 minute cooldown, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's just sort of just the Devotion now. I have Barricade on here. Barricade, I'm pretty sure, is an ultimate ability that's for pay to play, but if you ever find yourself in like spare abilities, let's see, or if you ever find yourself with spare adrenaline, basically I would recommend you use Rejuvenate, although it takes about 5 minutes to cool down. But it can be useful in some situations. I mean, maybe something like in Soul Wars or Castel Wars where you're expected to do continuous PvP, so that could in theory be useful. And so finally what we're going to do is we're going to go over my preferred rotations of abilities. So basically what I'll be doing is I'll be doing Provoke, and then immediately after using Anticipate. Now I'll attack the dummies for 3 hits, after which I'll use Resonance and then Preparation. Attack the dummies for 2 more hits. Then use Debilitate. Use attack abilities for 3 more hits. Reflect, and 3 more hits, and then Devotion. And in between, I think every 2 or 3 cycles of 3 hits, I will use the Provoke ability. So I'm going to give you an example right now. We're going to click Provoke. Oh, I'm sorry, we need to attack it first. And we're going to click Anticipate. It's 1 attack, 2 attack. Alright, I'm going to use Resonance. Now Preparation. So this is 1 attack, 2 attack, 3 attack. We're going to use Debilitate. Again, 1, 2, 3, and Provoke. 1, 2, 3. Now Reflect. 1, 2, 3. Now Devotion. And now Provoke. And now Anticipate. I'm not getting it perfectly every time because I'm just trying to count the numbers and remember the abilities. So again, we just hit Anticipate, so we'll hit Resonance. Preparation, so that was 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, and now Provoke. And then Debilitate. 1, 2, 3. Now B, which is Reflect. 1, 2, 3. You can definitely use Provoke more often, but I find this cycle really helps to kind of minimize the damage taken and maximize the tanking ability. Then we have N. Sorry, N we don't have yet. N is Devotion. So I'll just repeat the cycle, Anticipate. And again, 1, 2, 3, X, or Resonance, Preparation. 1, 2, 3, and then Debilitate. And you can see we just repeat the cycle. So again, it's not a perfect rotation, but it will do justice. It will work for you if you're using something like Soul Wars or Castel Wars, or even just if you somehow manage to get together free-to-play EOC Clan Wars. But yeah, so basically this is going to be the end of this video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.